favorite game, Guess the Budget. So get down in those comments below and be ready to type your guess for the budget. Andy, roll the music. Is the budget for Jurassic World Rebirth A, $180 million, B, $225 million, or C, a staggering $250 million?
Considering this is a big box office movie, I'm going big. I'm going 250 mil, baby.
Is the answer $250 million? Ooh, I'm sorry. The correct answer was actually B, $225 million. But thank you for playing, and thanks to you at home for participating in the comments section. We'll be around next week.
Welcome back to the Alter Ego Bros. I'm Andy, that's Nick, and we're just two regular dudes doing regular reviews. Make sure to hit the like button down below and subscribe, and let's get into this review. Topic number 1. Let's talk about the storyline today, folks. So the story follows Scarlett Johansson and her crew, and they have a goal to go out and cure heart disease. And in order to do so, they need to extract the blood from 3 different dinosaurs. Dangerous mission, but they're going for it because they want to make money. Along the journey, they run into a second group who were capsized because their boat got hit by one of the dinosaurs. They were kind of a big part of the story, and I say kind of because they kind of weren't a big part of the story at all. In fact, I felt they were a bit of a distraction. Let's talk about that for a little bit here. So about 1 hour into this movie, I would say that pretty much nothing actually happened. I think everything that happened could have been summed up in about 2 minutes if it was written a bit better. So in the end, I'm a 0 out of 2 on the storyline. I get the objective, I just don't understand the 2 story paths, and I don't understand why it took so long for anything to get going. What did you think about the storyline and having these 2 different groups and just overall thoughts?
I thought that the story was kind of a snooze fest. As far as the 2 storylines go, I don't think either of them were particularly great, to be honest. I think they should have just picked one and went with it. I don't know. It just wasn't very exciting. I have a lot of issues with the more hybrid dinosaur thing. They have buried the hybrid dinosaurs into the ground. I'm over it. I'm sick of it. The D-Rex or whatever they're calling it, that's just a Rancor from Star Wars, okay? It's not anything new. They literally ripped it off from Star Wars.
This leads me into my second topic that I want to talk about, which is the acting in this movie. I had low expectations when I looked at the casting, and they somehow didn't even meet those already low expectations. I'm a 0 out of 2 in this section as well. These are my 2 lowest scores, so I do want to point that out there. I just felt like there wasn't really any direction. I felt like they used a lot of green screen and they didn't really know what was going on, so they didn't know how to react to things. I also felt like the character development and the styles each actor gave their character just felt kind of incoherent with the movie, with others. It just felt like no one really knew exactly what was going on. There was just too much free reign for everyone. So I had issues with the overall acting in this one. What about you, Nick?
I think you've said everything that I wanted to say about the people actors, but I'm gonna expand that to even the
dinosaurs. Great actors. You actually are talking about the dinosaurs.
No, so there is a point in the movie where one of the characters is like, the dinosaurs are actually dumb too, right? And I was like, what are you talking about? These are literally the smartest dinosaurs I have ever seen in my entire life. They're cross-species hunting in weird aquatic packs. They're not giving 2 shits about people hitting them with giant needles and stuff like that. It's astonishing how un-animal-like these dinosaurs are. And it's awful. They have no personality, very little to no direction on how they wanted to do these other than that'd be a cool shot to see this big old dinosaur, right? Oh, what if a T-Rex just rolls over some grass and you didn't see it there for 10 minutes? Oh yeah, T-Rexes can swim now? Okay. That whole scene, I think that part of the movie really encapsulates everything wrong with this movie. Just so bad.
Dude, I actually made a note to comment on that scene specifically. We're on the same page.
We on the same P, bro.
That was actually the worst scene in cinema history. Okay, so that concluded everything that I wanted to talk about. So I'm gonna pawn it off to you. Is there anything you wanted to talk about before we get into our rating and recommendation?
Consistency. This facility that they find on this island that's cooking up these hybrid dinosaurs, they say it was around 2007, 2008 when it was like abandoned. I don't know. It looks pretty clean to me, but they find this gas station full of electric cars. And inside the gas station, not only do they have chips from the modern era, but they also have Dr. Pepper from back in 2008. They couldn't be consistent on where the fuck we were at, technology-wise. All of them, except for like the first movie, need to be thrown out. And if they're going to continue this, they need to start over.
Well said. Let's get into our rating and recommendation now. So I'm an overall a 4 out of 10 for my movie rating. I don't recommend you go to the theaters for this one, but if you have kids, I guess I do, because when I left the theater, a kid didn't say to their dad that this was the best movie they've ever seen. So I was like, okay, well, maybe it depends on the audience then.
I regretfully do agree with that. I did take my kids to see it. They both love Jurassic World. They both thought it was really, really great. They had a very fun time. And maybe this movie just isn't for us. There's a lot of changes I'd like to see, but maybe it's just not a movie aimed towards me. I gave this movie a 3 out of 10. I was going to give it a bonus point for no Chris Pratt in it because I'm sick of looking at him, but it didn't even deserve that.
Okay, so then that puts us on our tier list, a 3 out of 10, which I believe might be our first one ever. We'll find out. This is in post. Do you agree with our scores, and where would you put this movie on the tier list? Comment down below and let us know your thoughts. Thank you for liking and subscribing. And remember, we're just two regular dudes
doing regular reviews.
Perfect. That was beautiful. I'm going to go tell Maddie to stop vacuuming, and I'll be right back.
Maybe you should stop having such a dirty house. Think about that, Andy. It's doing you a favor, and you're just complaining.